Listen to me. If there was a wise man who would ever think of this, they would say in order to be superior to the man, you've got to be the man. For I am the man himself.
Ladies and gentlemen, I demand your... I forgot what the words were. Dang it. I'll just rewatch one of Ludwig Kaiser's intro. But what is going on, guys? This is the Club of the Man 1993. And we are here live for my live review of WWE's Elimination Chamber 2024 review. Took place this past Saturday, February 24th, 2024 at Optus Stadium in Perth, Australia, in front of 52,000 fans. We are not only 40 days away as of today from WrestleMania 40. Divide that in half. As of today, I have good news to share. We are officially 20 subscribers away from 2,000. And again, my big goal, the last goal I'm going to set, if it doesn't happen by WrestleMania, then I'll just say it's going to happen whenever. I would like to try to hit that before WrestleMania, because we have gained some momentum the past 2 weeks. We were kind of slow for a bit, but business has really picked up. That's why I did make sure the moment I finished Chamber that my WrestleMania 40 match card was uploaded. Make sure you guys check out the WrestleMania 40 match card. I would love to give that video a lot of love. It's been a while since I've had a ton of views on a video, but those match cards used to get a lot of attention for me. So I'm hoping, as of now, we have 88 in the first 18 hours. Not bad, but I do hope that one gets a couple thousand. That's what I am hoping for. And again, just really pushing hard, really going to go strong as we get towards WrestleMania. Trying my best to get to 2,000. We're going to take a look back at everything that happened in Perth this past Saturday and give my overall thoughts. I had several polls on Twitter that I think I will try to read some results for as well. My overall thoughts on Chamber. I think watching the whole thing, it was a fun show. It wasn't exciting. I mean, I think it was a very predictable show, which did hurt it a little bit. But look at everything that happened on the card. There was only one thing I would say I thought was a letdown. The rest of it was fun. Both chamber matches had its spots. I knew who was going to win them, but it had its spots. Rhea Ripley getting the main event in front of her hometown in a solid main event match against, of all people, Nia Jax, was something, I think that was very well earned for her career, for sure. And again, props to Triple H for making something like that happen. I thought the tag title match was spectacular as well, as I knew that was going to be. Big strong boy Tyler Bate, of course, stood out like everyone. Even a moment where they had to black out the TV because apparently everyone in the front row was giving Dominic Mysterio the finger. I can't believe people actually went that as far out for that. Like I said, it was a very predictable show, but I thought it was fun. I didn't hate it, but I also didn't think I didn't find it average either. again, I think there's the thing that hurt it was that it was very, very predictable. But now that it's in the rearview mirror, now we're on the road to WrestleMania 40. And I am excited and I cannot wait. It's going to be a fun couple weeks, including, I don't want to promise, but especially on the road to WrestleMania 40, I'm going to try to go live more often. I know my recordings do, help a lot, so it's easier for me, but again, I do miss live streaming. So I'm going to try to go live a little more often on the road to WrestleMania 40 at least. Because again, it's that big of a deal. And again, I'm really pushing to try to get to 2,000 by WrestleMania 40. Will it happen? We'll have to wait and see. But let's get rolling first. Check out the live chat. We've got Mark here. What's going on, Mark? I'm doing pretty good. About yourself, my friend? Why are we getting feud between Logan Paul and Randy Orton? I thought it was supposed to be LA Knight. Yeah, I was hoping so too. It doesn't look like we're getting it though. It looks like we're going a different direction, of course, with LA Knight, as I kind of suspected. Although there was a poll I posted on Twitter, and of course, you saw what I did in my predictions, because the U.S. title match and one other match I had got changed in my predicted match card. But I'm going to run something by you, of course, with that. And he wonders what Grayson Waller's marching orders were since he didn't do anything. That is very true. Because on SmackDown on Friday, Roman told him something. But it was nothing ever really put out. Like, that's the disappointment I'm going to say. The only thing I wasn't a big fan of was that Grayson Waller segment. I mean, it wasn't horrible, but it felt like something that could have just been done on Raw or SmackDown, if I'm being honest. It was kind of filler, but we'll briefly address that when we get to it, and we will roll from there. But I do want to get rolling because I do want to get this review in. I have a turnout I want to briefly record. Of course, I have my wife cooking eggs and sausage and breakfast food for dinner, so I do look forward to having that as well. But of course, get a couple shorts in tonight as well, including my agenda for the week, and we will roll from there. So let's get started, guys. Thank you again, Mark, for joining me live. Anybody else who joins me live, make sure you, of course, give it a like on the video, and make sure you hit that subscribe button. You want to be one of the last 20 subscribers on Demand's Road to 2,000 subscribers. Make sure you hit that button. Let's roll in and let's talk about what we got here. So I didn't watch the pre-show, but apparently on the pre-show, they did have a women's tag title match with the Kabuki Warriors taking on Candice LeRae and Indy Hartwell. I did watch the match. I know the Kabuki Warriors did retain. I'm pretty sure, though, they only did this match just to get Indy Hartwell on the show since they were in her hometown, which I can't hate that. I know I've said Indy Hartwell needs work. I still think they may have called her up a little too soon, but giving her this moment in Australia was nice. I'm pretty sure if she didn't get released 1 hour after the announcement, I'm pretty sure Emma would have been on the show in that Elimination Chamber match. Because Triple H obviously wants to get people, giving them a spotlight in their hometown. And I'm glad he was able to put Indy Hartwell on the show for sure. Now, there was someone who is from Australia that wasn't on the show. And that is Bronson Reed. There were plans, though, I read for him on the show. Apparently, the original plans were the reason why he had the title promo saying he wants a title. Apparently, if Seth Rollins didn't get hurt, he was originally supposed to fight Seth Rollins for the world title on the show, which would have been a nice, fresh match. But when Seth got hurt, he was then supposed to be in the Elimination Chamber match. But then his wife gave birth to their child a little earlier. So that's why Bronson didn't get into the chamber match. But he was supposed to be in the match. But yes, props Triple H for definitely trying to get people their spotlights in their hometown. He definitely recognizes that. But Kabuki Warriors do retain, as I expect. We move on to the main show. It opened up with the Women's Elimination Chamber match, which was the man, Becky Lynch. Liv Morgan, who's on her revenge tour. The EST, Bianca Belair. The returning Naomi. The upstart, Tiffany Stratton, who had a new theme song. And Raquel Rodriguez, who returned this past week on Raw. I thought the match started off a little bit slow. I think the match really got going once everyone got into the match. I think it was Becky and Naomi started it off. And then I think it was Tiffany. And then Liv, Raquel, Bianca. I know Bianca was last. And I know Tiffany was the first person to come into the chamber after the first two started it. But I thought it started off a little slow. Crowd didn't quite seem into it at first. Perth was a little inconsistent. They had their moments where they were into it, but then the moments they weren't. The other thing that I didn't like is I didn't like how early they eliminated Naomi. I mean, I like the spot where they had, what was it, Liv do like a sunset flip or something like that off the top of the pod or something like that. But then Tiffany Stratton followed up by rolling up Naomi. I'm not mad that Tiffany eliminated Naomi, because we'll talk about Tiffany in a second here. I just think I don't think everybody was even out of their pods yet, and they already eliminated Naomi. I did not like that. Yes, I kind of get it. They didn't want to have both matches be the same where nobody got eliminated until everybody got out of the pods, but I didn't like how they eliminated Naomi. That kind of hurt my excitement for the match a little bit, but the star of this match, I thought, was definitely Tiffany Stratton. Now, I know I probably mentioned in my preview that her microphone skills are very cringe, but she's got it in the ring. She was spectacular in this match. I thought, and what I like about Triple H, the ones who I think need like probably the most spotlight, like a Tiffany Stratton, or in the men's chamber match, LA Knight, that they're the upcoming rising stars. He makes sure that they're known that they're in their matches. And Tiffany, I thought, was probably the best part of this match. She was phenomenal. Her quick, backflips and whatnot. Like, basically, like, cooler versions of what Dana Brooke used to do and the people in the corner. Her swanton off the top of the pod. I thought she was going to do her prettiest moonsault ever, wherever they call her moonsault, off the top. Instead, she did a swanton, which is awesome. There was a part in the match where her and Naomi, I think, did like cartwheels on the outside the ring and the ramp, like cartwheel suplexes. That was really cool. She definitely stood the most, and surprisingly, also, everyone was in the crowd was chanting Tiffy time. And when Liv Morgan eliminated her, they booed Liv. I was kind of surprised they did that. I don't know why, but Australia was really behind Tiffany Stratton. So, like I said, she's young. The micro skills got improved, but I think she was the star of this match. Raquel looked good. Again, I didn't like that Naomi got eliminated early, but she still, had a good showing as well. She was eliminated first. Tiffany got eliminated second. Raquel was eliminated third. And then there was a nice, decently timed sequence of a triple threat with Becky, Bianca, and Liv. The three favorites to win, in my personal opinion. And there was, towards the end, there was a lot of times where Bianca went for her KOD. There was several counters, I think Liv countered the KOD into the into kind of similar to a code breaker. There was several times where I thought that either one of them were going to hit with the KOD, but they dodged it, which was very nice counters in there as well. And eventually it was kind of a fast elimination. They had Bianca get eliminated by Liv on a roll-up, and immediately Becky hits a manhandle slam on Liv to get the victory. as we all expected, Becky Lynch will be going to WrestleMania. She wins her first chamber match. I was shocked to hear also this was Becky's first chamber match. But she wins, and she's going on to face, well, the winner of the match that ended up being the main event, Rhea Ripley and Nia Jax. But again, very predictable. It was most likely going to be Rhea and Becky. And they've been teasing the crap out of it for weeks. But again, other than it starting off kind of slow, and again, I didn't like Naomi's early elimination, it was still a good match. Again, Tiffany Stratton, though, was definitely the star of this match. So, great job by the women. Again, very good spots in there, and keep it rolling. Second match was the tag title match with Judgment Day, Finn Balor and Damian Priest, Senior Money in the Bank, take on, and they officially are, with their theme song, calling themselves the New Catch Republic. Tyler Bate and Pete Dunne, of course, formerly known part of British Strong Style. Man, do I miss Trent Seven. I really wish they would have kept Trent Seven. But anyways, the match was good as I expected. Dominic Mysterio, though, came out before the match started, interrupted, trying to go on the microphone, got booed out of the building, and he even got ejected during the match. Like I said earlier, he got so much heat, they had to black out the TV for a couple seconds because the front row was giving Dom the middle finger. Everyone in the front row. I heard that and I'm like, that is incredible. That is unreal. Like, you can generate that much heat. Like, who was the last time we saw someone get a whole row the bird? That is incredible. But great spots. Of course, the person who stood out to be in this match for sure was Tyler Bate. Again, Tyler Bate can just literally he can't have a bad match. I swear he is someone that he can have great chemistry with any style of wrestler. He is going to be someone big. Again, I would love to see a match with him and Claudio. Well, Cesaro, him and Bryan, but of course that's probably not going to happen. We do have to do him and Pete Dunne at WrestleMania one day, though. Go back to, again, their match at NXT TakeOver Chicago. Awesome stuff. I don't think they ever had a one-on-one match, though, on NXT UK, though. I don't think they did. I know he had a match. Two matches I remember he had that I thought were really good also was one he had with Gunther. I think it was at TakeOver Cardiff, I think. I know he had another one. I think it was TakeOver Blackpool 2, I think he had against Jordan Devlin. Well, JD McDonough now, but really good matches. Again, the big strong boy, he can wrestle any style. That UFO, well, Cesaro could do a little bit better, I think. But his UFO, his swing, he's done like the combination swing. Just the unique arsenal he has of moves is just awesome. We all know Pete Dunne is awesome too as well. And Finn and Damian look great in this match as well. Again, Dom got ejected. The match ended, though, when Damian Priest from the top rope and Finn Balor tagged him from behind, did a double south of heaven, and then Finn Balor rolled to the corner and did a coup de grace on Pete Dunne. Really, really fun match, as I expected from these guys. And again, a nice spotlight opportunity for Tyler Bate and Pete Dunne. Again, Pete Dunne has been on the main roster for over a year. Well, finally as Pete Dunne, not as Butch. But Tyler Bate is really getting a spotlight on the main roster so far, and I love it. He is definitely going to be somebody big in a couple years. Like I said, though, someday, maybe a main event of WrestleMania, Tyler Bate and Pete Dunne, that would be awesome. If only that they could bring back Trent Seven and get all the British Strong Style reunited again. That would be awesome. But unfortunately, it's not going to happen. So, we have that. Next was kind of like the low point of the show. So, we had the Grayson Waller effect segment, which again was probably to get Grayson on TV in his hometown, in his home country. You know, respect for that. Austin Theory was out there too, being annoying. Grayson's guests were Cody Rhodes and Seth Rollins. During Grayson's entrance, though, him and I think it was like UFC fighter who was in the crowd or something like that, did the shoey, which they drink beer out of a shoe. I guess it's a Australia thing. If it had the proper like material people drink out, like if it was like literally like a shoe with like a plastic or a stainless steel interior on the inside, copper vacuum insulated. I work in promotional products, so that's why I know some of these terms. But if it was something like that, I'm like, okay, but to drink from the actual like cloth material, like, ugh, I don't know. That kind of like, ugh, I don't know. I don't like that. But anyways, Grayson had both Cody and Seth on the show. And I really thought this is going to set up for a tag match with Cody and Seth versus Rock and Roman. Because they're heavily teasing that match. But all it was Seth Rollins, who had a bunch of funny like reactions and everything, which he was hilarious. All it was Seth Rollins announcing that he is going to be medically cleared in a few days to compete. And Cody Rhodes, all he did was call out The Rock for a one-on-one match. He says, I'm free between now and WrestleMania. Any place, anytime, you and me, one-on-one. And Seth just says, oh, so if you're going to do that, Cody, you can't fight that battle alone. I got your back. I mean, okay. I think it would have been cooler if The Rock actually did show up. Because when Cody was calling out The Rock, I thought, oh, The Rock's going to show up. Maybe a quick impromptu match or something like that between them. But didn't happen. I don't know. I get why they probably did this. Again, this is more about Grayson. And these are the two biggest stars that, you don't want to leave off your show with Cody and Seth. This could have been, though, a segment, though, on Raw or SmackDown, I thought. It just didn't feel like a pay-per-view where it's like, if it was like what happened with Jey Uso coming over to Raw, then okay, I think that was worthy. But this is just a call out The Rock and just saying, we make it clear, I'm like, awesome, but did this really have to be on pay-per-view? I just didn't think it was quite pay-per-view worthy. And that was one of my polls on Twitter. We got 6 votes on it. And I think everybody but one person said better off on Raw or SmackDown. Only one person said it was pay-per-view worthy. Which I agree. I didn't think it was pay-per-view worthy. So, kind of disappointed by that. But we're getting Rock and Cody at some point. Maybe at WrestleMania, but if it's WrestleMania, I still think they gotta do the tag match. You can't tease the hell out of this just for Seth Rollins to be in somebody's corner, especially if he's gonna be medically cleared. But I don't know. So that was kind of like the low side, in my opinion, of the show. But then we got the men's chamber match, which was Drew McIntyre, only Raw superstar, in a match for a shot at a Raw title, taking on the rest of the SmackDown stars. Randy Orton, L.A. Knight, yeah, Kevin Owens, Bobby Lashley, and the part-time United States champion, Logan Paul. I definitely think, as I said earlier, the last 2 pay-per-views especially, when he's had his singles matches, LA Knight has really felt like he's gotten the spotlight. And they really booked him strong. And I thought, I think he had the stronger performance in the Fatal 4-Way at Rumble. But here on this show, I think they made him look really good too. He got some really nice spots in. Like that DDT, I know he hit on Drew on the outside part of the ring. His double BFT before his interference that got him eliminated. Which also, I am a little surprised also from the women's match we didn't get Jade appearing. I thought maybe Jade would appear and cause some sort of distraction for Bianca and possibly set up their match. Which is what I'm predicting Silver Mania that's on WrestleMania card. Check it out. Bianca Belair versus Jade Cargill at WrestleMania. Which, again, I'm pretty sure it was going to be Jade and Charlotte until Charlotte got hurt. But yeah, LA Knight, I think stood out a lot. Kevin Owens was hysterical in this match. First off, he got in the match, and whenever Logan Paul went up to his pod, tried to start talking trash, Owens headbutted and scared the crap out of Logan. There was also a spot, I think, where Logan drew a certain body part on his pod, and Drew lifted his kilt, which was a little odd there. But then also, LA Knight and Drew started off the match. There was also a spot where LA Knight was slamming Drew into Kevin Owens' pod, and Kevin Owens was on the other side. He was hitting elbowing the pod where Drew was getting slammed into. He was if you tell someone's a wrestling fan, it's Kevin Owens. He was really into this match. He really got into it. Logan Paul also took a marker and Drew and made fun of Kevin Owens, saying he sucks, and basically drew a big stick figure of him, implying his size, which was a jerk move of him. But I believe Kevin Owens was the first person to enter from his pod. We got the I think it was Bobby Lashley, or was it Randy Orton? No, I think it was Randy and then Bobby, and then Logan was the last one. There was a spot where Randy hit his first DDT, and he immediately started wincing. I hope Randy didn't for real hurt his back again, because I for real thought he legitimately hurt his back again. I was concerned most of the match. He pulled off a few crazy stunts that made me think he's still okay, but I don't know. I got concerned when that happened. When Logan got into the match, Kevin Owens was literally, since he was the last person in, Kevin Owens was literally standing by his pod waiting for him to get in. And of course, Logan, being a scaredy cat, didn't want to come out of his pod. So he tried to shut the pod. Owens got in, and he shut it. And literally, there was no way out for Logan Paul. Kevin Owens beat the crap out of him. This whole match, Kevin Owens and Logan Paul were both in the match. Owens just beat the crap out of him, and I loved it. Bobby Lashley also, I think, tossed KO through the pods into the plexiglass, and he also speared Logan Paul through the plexiglass as well. I thought that was awesome as well. But I think after Bobby speared Logan through the pod, everybody's giving him a thank you Bobby chant. But then as soon as Bobby turned around, he got claymored by Drew. And then I can't remember who he had the hurt lock on. I think it was LA Knight. But when that happened, Drew claymored Bobby again. This time he was in the ring, and Bobby was the first to be eliminated. I'm wondering if Bronson was... Well, Bobby took on Bronson. I'm pretty sure Bobby was not supposed to be in this match. It was probably supposed to be Bronson Reed in his place. But Bobby got eliminated first. But again, everybody was in by then, and they all got their spots. And so, I wasn't as disappointed by that as I was when Naomi got eliminated. And then LA Knight went on a tear, I think he gave Orton and then Drew McIntyre BFTs. And I thought he was about to eliminate one of them. But then Bobby took forever to get out of the cage. One of the announcers even said something like, Bobby's still in the cage, the door's still open. I'm like, uh-oh. And it happened, but the WWE, storyline-wise, AJ Styles must absolutely hate LA Knight. Because they had AJ Styles fly 18 hours across the ocean to Australia just so he could attack LA Knight with a steel chair. But off the attack and he hit a Styles clash on Knight onto the steel chair. Drew McIntyre took advantage and eliminated LA Knight. Which we'll talk about at the end of the two matches. Technically three, because the winner faced the World Heavyweight Champion. But my U.S. title prediction was very impacted by this match. So there was no tease of LA Knight and Logan Paul, which kind of disappointed me a little bit. But the match went on. Kevin Owens eventually did hit a stunner on Logan Paul, but then Randy Orton RKO'd him and eliminated him. Which I still feel like even though Kevin or Logan didn't eliminate one or the other, it still feels like there's still something going on between them. It feels like that they're not done yet. So then it was Drew McIntyre, Randy Orton, and Logan Paul for a bit. Later in the match, Logan Paul is the only one standing. He puts on the brass knucks that he pulled out of his pants. He's gloating like crazy. And this was shot beautifully. It was so close. He's gloating about using the brass knucks. RKO out of nowhere. Randy Orton RKOs his ass right into the face. Well, right into the mat. And he eliminates Logan Paul. And I popped. I'm like, frick yeah. Fuck yeah. Yeah. But then I'm like, Logan didn't use the brass knucks. I don't know if he's done yet. Randy, of course, was still wincing in pain at times, which, like I said again, I really do hope he didn't re-injure his back. I'm a little worried he may have, but again, we will see. He still fought through the match. Him and Drew had a nice back and forth. And then Randy did RK when it looked like when I think Drew was setting up for a Claymore on Randy. Randy kind of collapsed again. But then when Drew thought that Randy for real was hurt, Randy jumps up and hits an RKO on Drew just to immediately take a brass knuckle shot from Logan Paul. And he gets knocked out. And Drew McIntyre, of course, takes advantage of that. Pins Orton, and as expected, he's going to WrestleMania to take on Seth Rollins. And I still think there is a chance they may somehow add Sami Zayn to that match. I'm sorry, as Drew would say, Sami Zayn to that match and make it a triple threat. Although, I still think either way, even if Sami gets added in, Drew has to win that match. I still think that's Drew's done just such good work, which during the match, first off, he did tease a GTS. He mocked Punk and tried to hit a GTS on LA Knight at the beginning of the match. I think on SmackDown, when he appeared on SmackDown this week, he even told, I forgot who, I think Bobby, because Bobby got a hurt arm from an attack from the Final Testament, and he told him, I'm praying for you. As he prayed for CM Punk to get hurt. Like, again, he's doing such great justified heel work. They have to give him the title of WrestleMania. I know some people said if Sami gets in the match, why not have Sami win it and then Drew win it at Backlash? I think, if anything, because I do think when CM Punk comes back, I don't think they need to rush the title on him. If I'm being honest, they could do him and Drew without the title. He could come back, and I think if they want to eventually, they could have Sami be the one to dethrone Drew. Around time probably when Punk comes back. But Drew wins. It was fun. Solid spots. This match, though, again, did impact my U.S. title prediction. Because originally, I thought it was going to be Logan Paul and LA Knight. I've been wanting to see that match since their promos they had leading up to Money in the Bank last summer. I thought they were going to do it at SummerSlam, but instead they did Ricochet and Logan Paul, which was a phenomenal match. So originally, my original prediction again was Logan Paul and LA Knight, and I didn't think they were going to leave Randy off the card with his first WrestleMania being back. So I originally predicted Randy Orton versus Braun Breaker. And have Braun have his first match, since he's on the main roster, have his first match at WrestleMania, take on Randy Orton. That'd be a solid match. But then, of course, Logan Paul knocks out Randy Orton with the brass knucks. Logan Paul and Randy Orton one-on-one would be good. I would like to see that match. That would be a good match. But the thing is it's still, because I was going to say, okay, why not have, well, I was also thinking this too. Because then it's like, well, they're obviously going to be doing LA Knight and AJ Styles unless they would do a match with Logan Paul, Kevin Owens, Randy Orton, AJ Styles, and LA Knight, and maybe Braun Breaker as well, in a 6-person ladder match for the US title. Which would be awesome. My thing, though, is I think it's just going to be LA Knight and AJ Styles in a singles match, though. Because the story is that LA Knight keeps getting in AJ Styles' way. Which is what led AJ to snap. And he cemented his heel turn. I'm going to officially call AJ Styles a heel. Because again, who flies 18 hours to Australia just to beat the crap out of someone? That's a true person who has true hate towards someone. Storyline-wise, of course. So I think, they've already gone against each other several times in multi-man matches. It's time to do it in a singles match at WrestleMania. I'll talk about that more, of course, in my AJ Styles video, so I don't think they're going to be involved in the match. That's why in the end I went with the Fatal 4-Way ladder match, Logan Paul, Randy Orton, Kevin Owens, and Braun Breaker, because if they weren't doing if I still didn't see Sammy being added to that triple threat match, I probably would have settled for just Randy Orton, Logan Paul, and Kevin Owens for the US title in a triple threat. But again, since I already think they're going to do a triple threat for the world title, I don't want to see 2 triple threat matches. So a Fatal 4-Way ladder match, though? Sign me up. So that's where all of that kind of came into play. And that's why I kept Braun Breaker on the card as well. But that was good there. I thought it was good. And then the main event, Nia Jax, Rhea Ripley for the women's world title. Again, as I said before, it was solid. Again, I'm still thinking Nia Jax is one of the most cringiest people on the microphone. But again, credit where credit is due. She has improved a lot. Again, in the ring, she's done well. She did some submission holds in this match. She did a nice, although I was a little scared, she did a dive off a chair, doing an elbow drop through the table. Improvising after Rhea the table didn't break when she did the Samoan drop on Rhea, which she did that with the monitor still on the table. So I was a little scared there, but obviously this is a match to give Rhea a spotlight in her home country. She's a big star in WWE for sure. She's earned her way up the ladder. So she deserved kind of this homecoming main event. So again, solid match. Wouldn't call it match of the night. Either the men's or the women's chamber, I'd say, was my favorite match. Or, I don't know what I would call my match of the night. But this definitely wasn't. But again, it was still solid. A solid main event. But the main thing it was about was Rhea, who was definitely the biggest star out of all the Australian wrestlers on the roster. Her getting her moment. So, she gets the win with the Riptide. Although, I gotta be real, I really thought Nia had her when she did that elbow drop through the table and then hit her with her Annihilator. I thought Nia was going to win, but they kind of gave us the help for a second and just made, that kick out even, hotter. Made the crowd a little more hotter for this. But Rhea retains, and that's the show. Again, a fun show, but predictable. And again, the only big disappointment for me was that, I didn't like that Naomi got eliminated early in the women's chamber match, but I did also think that Grayson Waller segment was also kind of disappointing as well. Again, I get why they did it, because they wanted to give as many Australian, talents their spotlight in Australia. But again, it just felt like the segment could have been on Raw or SmackDown. At least, I still think you could have had The Rock and Roman. Either The Rock and Roman appear, or at least announce the tag match. Because, okay, we're going to get Rock and Cody at some point, probably on Raw or SmackDown. More likely SmackDown, I feel like. But you could have done something a little bit more. Also, just have Seth Rollins come out just to say he could be medically cleared in a few days. And to also tell Cody he's out of his corner. Well, I'm sorry. He did hit a curb stomp on Austin Theory because Austin Theory at the end of it tried looking like tough and saying stuff and like imitating The Rock, and then Cody and Seth took him out, which Grayson didn't help him also, which was kind of interesting there. But I gave the show a B-. A B- for Elimination Chamber again. Fun, glorified house show. A fun, glorified house show. Tyler gained some last-minute thoughts in there, saying that he thought the main event was boring. AJ Styles LA is going to happen at WrestleMania 40. Asuka should be on her own. The men's chamber match was his best match of the night. Whatever. And second, of the day, night, whatever. And second, he thought was a tag match. And don't give Bianca another title shot. She won't be getting a shot at WrestleMania for the title. Again, I think if Bianca does get on the card, it should be her and Jade. But that's going to do it, though, guys. Again, I do want to go eat dinner. I do want to make my AJ Styles turn alert. I have the graphics ready. And maybe throw in a few shorts. Definitely my agenda for the week. And other things. But, yeah. Again, guys. 20 subscribers away from 2,000. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure to also check out my final WrestleMania 40 predicted match card as well. Again, I put a lot of effort in with Photoshop and After Effects again for that, and I hope to keep improving them as I continue to use both those softwares again. So definitely make sure to give those some love. Give my channel love as well. Again, 20 subscribers away. Let's try our best and get it by WrestleMania. Let's get to 2,000 subscribers by WrestleMania. So again, guys, you guys' thoughts down in the comment section below. Be sure also, as always, to slap a like on the video and subscribe for more content on my channel. Follow me on Twitter as well at the Club of the Man 93. Also follow me on TikTok and Instagram at the Club of the Man 1993. And again, I'm going to try, not going to promise, but I'm going to try my best to go live as much as possible on the road to WrestleMania. Also, I won't be able to watch it live, but this Sunday is going to be AEW Revolution. I am going to watch it, and I will do a recorded review of it, only because that's Sting's last match. I do want to kind of give that some love because of it being Sting's last match. But, yeah. With that being said, though, I'm checking out, guys. I'll catch you guys all later. Have a great rest of your night. Have a great start to your week. Again, my agenda will be posted. Enjoy Raw tonight. And do not forget also, in order to be superior to the man, you've got to be the man. And for I am the man himself. And that is not just an opinion, my friends. That is a fact of life. Yeah!